Okay. That's done. Let's get the thingies placed. The remainder of the high pressure furnaces. Any other inserters? Looks like the inserters have been inserting. Make sure all these get their inserters if I haven't already. Yep. Finish getting all those remaining inserters placed from building all these, because I had completely forgotten about that. Absolutely completely forgot about that. And then up we go. Oh, glorious stuff. Things. There you go. So, we have a little bit of salt. We have just a tiny fraction amount of salt coming in now. Do like point of note. That's equivalent to half of what I have going in here, or partial of what I have going in here. What even is this? 1, 2, 3, 5, 14, 18? Really? 18? 180 per second salt that I produce over here for the train network. Just 180 per second of salt, and here I am producing 80 more. Could be 90 more if I wanted to use this, but this is for my bus. This is for my bus. And then I have to bring the salt in for these belts. And these belts. I'm probably going to reverse the Coke input belts, by the way. In case you were wondering, I will likely have the Coke belts reversed on the right side. Oops. Okay, there's those. Or I may not. Okay, so the way that this is going to work. This is Coke. This is Coke. This is Coke. Oh yeah, I also need the... I've completely miffed. I have completely and utterly... Yeah, I need to redo this. Again. You know, because I've only been paying attention to the sodium hydroxide. I need to pay attention to the limestone and get the limestone back. Oops. Oops. Little more work required here. Little bit more work is required here. Okay. So, 4 of these. Probably actually here, not there. La-dee-dee. Da-dee-doo. Ba. Please, God, no. Please. Please don't be that dumb. Please. Please be a bit more efficient than that. Ooh, boy. Yeah. That was almost, like, terrible. That was almost a terrible decision. Why? Why did my first instinct be like, let's hop 4 times? No. Please. Please, God, no. No. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Okay, you. No, that's what I wanted to avoid. Yes, this is correct. Please. This is correct. Okay. Lovely. Hope you love logistics. Belt logistics. So there's the coke brought in. Next is the salt. I need 4 lanes of salt total. So da 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 da. Autosave is auto-saving. Whoops. Again, just, you know, don't be that inefficient. Please don't be that inefficient. You can be inefficient, just not that inefficient. And these are going, like, all the way down to here. Oops. More belt. More belt is required. Even more belt. Absolutely more belt is required on this day. Please don't break even more things. That would be bad. Breaking more things is not good. Please don't be in that practice of breaking more things. I really don't need all the chem plants anymore. Just by the way, don't really need all the chem plants anymore. I can work without all those chem plants, and in the meanwhile, we can increase this a bit. Yeah, we can get a bit more of those to compensate. Ooh, I'm not actually requesting my stack of these, am I? I forgot about that. These things exist. Yeah, the stacking stuff exists. You know, I could have totally done all of this with stacking. I didn't do it with stacking. I could have stacked the coke. I could stack the salt. Save lots of belt. Didn't do it. Didn't bother. Why would I do the why would I do the thing that actually makes sense? That sounds you know, logical. Why would I do things that make sense? Who do you think I am? Who do you think I am? Doing things that make sense. Okay. In what? Alright, this is our alignment. I think it's 1 up or 2. This should work. It's 1 up, not 2. Of course. Of course. Always off by 1 tile. There. Ta-da! The veins. The veins of assault are now complete. But we are not done yet. Oh boy, if only we were done yet. Everything is always off by 1 tile. Yes, it is. That is the rule. That is Factorio. Always, always off by 1 tile. So I need to redo this. A bit. Maybe not with the spacing per se, but yeah, that's a red belt. That's a red belt. Okay. Done. Excuse me. Done. Success. Hey, all this talk about having to redo this. That's the way. That's the way. That'll do it. So now question. Legit question. At stack size 2, is a regular fast inserter enough? I think so. Pretty sure that the regular fast inserter is going to be good enough on this, because we're ending up with 7.5. 7.5 for 3. So that should be fine. That is a lane. A fully compressed lane. You see why I'm, like, slightly hesitating? Because I'm saying that's a fully compressed lane. Remember up here with this being required. Yeah, I'm going to move all of these to the bottom. Whoops. Because I need this to happen across the board. Okay. So theoretically, the 3 fast inserters will deal with the one side of the yellow belt, but in practice, swing speed can cause it not to be fully compressed. Like in practice, swing speed actually matters, and it doesn't actually work for complete compression. It's just having to do this with the extra inserter up here. It's absolutely required to get the full compression on this belt. I don't fully comprehend exactly why, but one inserter on this last one, it's simply not good enough to fully compress the belt. Because there'll end up being gaps when it swings back to grab more stuff. It ends up missing spots. It actually ends up missing spots. I've seen that so much before doing that fix, so it's absolutely required. That is like a vanilla mechanic thing that just exists. Now, all of that happening, each of these is a fully compressed, ideally, yellow belt. And then I need to get the limestone filtered out of this. Which this is going to be glorious. And then it's 20 per second of actual sodium hydroxide in the end, so I need both of these. Yes, I do that type of a thing. I do that type of a thing with right here. Hey, that's exactly what you said, church organist. I do that occasionally. But I do this very specifically because mining productivity occasionally produces 2 units of the ore at the exact same time, which can delay the next cycle ever so slightly. And if it's waiting on stuff to pass by anyway to get complete compression on the belt, it can be stuck waiting too long and cause issues. So that's why I have this here. This helps to fix that problem with the mining drills in particular. All right. But yes, I can absolutely do the exact same thing with all of these. For example, just use lots of loaders. This is a lot of medium power poles too, just to throw that out there. And I have to do this exact same thing on the other side. Oh boy. So I have to do that here. So, goodbye. And, excuse me. Oh, right, the poles. Duh. Let's actually get rid of all of it, so that I can then do that. Yay, stuff. Things. Oh, boy. Now I have to get, what is it? 1? How much? How much sodium hydroxide are we dealing with here? Or the limestone? 10. 10 limestone. 10 limestone. So 1 yellow belt. Good. Thank goodness that it is just 1. Ta-da! Oh yeah, and I have to do the same thing here. Duh. Same thing here. And here. 4 times. 4 times, buddy, not just twice. 4 times we need to do the thing. Power. There. Ooh, right. Hmm. I mean, that works. That works just fine. This, not as much. Ooh, wrong direction. There. Let's get... At least this side's ever so slightly easier. Because I can just do that. This side... This will not have net positive. This will be exactly closed. This will not be net positive. This is designed to be mathematically perfect. In all actuality, this is designed to be mathematically perfect. 0. It zeroes out fully. I think it's you? What's that spacing? Wow. Wow. Experience shining. Wow, at just a brief glance, I got that spacing. Like, what? What? How? I don't even know how, but yeah, it is designed to be precisely the same amount of limestone in as the limestone out here. So it's precisely the same. I need an initial set of limestone in. I need a very precise amount of limestone in initially. But once I give it enough limestone, I can completely shut off the supply. The supply can be completely eliminated once I have enough for the system to cycle. So, yeah. The issue is just getting enough for the system to cycle, which is what we're going to do down here. This will be our initial limestone supply. This is actually quite convenient because we are nearing the end of the stream today. Nearing the end of the stream today. To make this limestone. How many is that? 10. How much does that make? 4. 4. You know, just 4. Because these things are pretty good machines. They're such blazingly fast machines. They're zooming how fast these machines are. They're completely amazing. Fast, so very fast machines. Okay. You may have noticed that I have 4 separate networks here on the limestone. And all 4 of them need an initial supply. I'm gonna do it manually. Screw it. So what I'm gonna do here is load this just to have limestone on hand, and then I will put like a chest, this type of thing, in the 4 spots where I need the limestone in. It is a waste, but I don't feel like putting a whole bunch more thingies. Power poles. Loaders don't use power. These loaders don't use power. These loaders, let's be a bit more specific here. These particular loaders don't use power. There are other loaders that use power. Where did my limestone go? Oh. Right. Sure, goodbye. Where did my limestone go? Oh noes. My beautiful limestone. Where did it go? I have these glorious things. Yeah, these things. These things will help dramatically as we go through this process. And let's not forget that the next step is to make a train station. Let's not forget that the next step is to make a train station loading our 20 loading our 20, or whatever amount it is, our 80, 80, 80, yeah, sodium hydroxide per second. It's a start for how much sodium hydroxide we'll need in the end. We'll need like orders of magnitude more sodium hydroxide than what I currently have here. But yeah. Anyhoozle. Question. Main bus. Or main U. So these are based off of the vanilla mechanic. So yes, these are vanilla loaders. These are absolutely vanilla loaders. Now I can make this process go a little bit faster, just conveniently. Wait, what? All right, you know, there is a very important thing that is required when setting this up. It's this stuff known as water. This stuff, otherwise known as water, it's very important. Absolutely one of the most important things that you will need is this stuff known as water. The dihydrogen monoxide. Yeah, that extremely toxic substance that you need a lot of. The extremely toxic dihydrogen monoxide. Have you heard of this stuff? It is one of the most toxic things. It kills so many people every year. This awful substance called dihydrogen monoxide, and yet so many people consume it in very high amounts. It is something that really should be thought of to be banned. As I consume some right now. Oh, and then, you know, the other important, really important point is actually connecting the lines. You know, that's important. Actually hooking up the stuff. Oh, right, it's both of these are connected. How did you get an initial supply? All right. Yes, fatal if mishandled. The dihydrogen monoxide. In case you were wondering, this is like a part of a larger joke that gets told. It is a story of the school kids science project. It is a story of a school kids science project where the entire poster of this project for their presentation was the dangers of dihydrogen monoxide, and they successfully were able to convince people that dihydrogen monoxide is this very dangerous substance that should be completely banned from consumption. And they fooled people because obviously they're talking about water, right? 2 hydrogens, 1 oxygen. It's dihydrogen monoxide. Chemically, it's water. It's water. But they convinced people that it was this awful thing by doing this. There is no evidence that this is actually a science project that has ever existed. Just to be clear, this is a story completely made up of this completely fictional science project of the story of the dihydrogen monoxide and people getting fooled by it. As far as I can tell, it is completely fictional. Completely fictional, just like a lot of quotes assigned to people. Things like the French have no word for entrepreneur assigned to Bush. Never actually said it, but people always refer to it as being said by Bush. Never actually said it. Never, didn't actually happen. Didn't actually happen. And in case you don't know, the word entrepreneur is a it is French. It is originally French. So, yeah, about that. Yeah, about that. Things which make you go, So is this like operating fully? Not really. No, it needs more limestone. More limestone is required. Grab limestone. Get more into the system. Get the limestone in the system. Get the thing connected. There. There we go. Have thee some limestone. Some more limestone. We shall see once that clears how much I have. It's 5 after, by the way. I just wanted to make sure that we are cycling these limestone. Yes, the pipes are so long on their reach that the pipes here absolutely connect. I only really need to connect at one time, but who knows what my spacing is going to be in the future when I copy paste this? Because for reference, this is totally going to be copy pasted many, many, many times in the future. This is not niobium pipe. This is multi-purpose pipe. Niobium pipe is good. Multi-purpose pipe is better by an extra 12 units over niobium. Over straight up niobium. These are brand new plastic and niobium pipes. Yes, new in 0.18 / within the past couple of weeks. Brand new multi-purpose pipes added to Pi High Tech. Are we operating fully in this section? It looks like it, so you do not need any extra. That's moving. Do you need more? You look like you need more. You need a bit more. And I'm sure this one also needs a bit more. How's this one looking? Is this one operating fully? It looks like it. So let's get more brought in there. And potentially another bit up in here. But we shall see. It looks like we're good now. Actually, it looks like you're good. And that will still need to propagate. Once it propagates down to here on both sides, it should be fine. Looking like on both sides we're just fine, and we're getting there. All right, well, that closes our loop. So I can just, like, delete the things. As I said, this was just temporary to get enough limestone in. And with that, we've reached the end of the stream, if you can believe it. It is the end. We are done for today. 8 minutes past being done for the day, but hey, sometimes we just gotta go a little bit over to get done the things that we planned to get done. what got done today? Well, we got this stuff called Pi Science. We got this stuff called Pi Science. It lives. It lives. This stuff known as Pi Science, which also means that we have the neuroprocessors done today. We got the neuroprocessors going today. We have a stack of 500 going and done, which means that we got the PCB2s finished today with their etching solution. Did a lot of fixes on phosphoric acid as well, and got the hydrogen peroxide going for this. So, yeah, lots of things. And got the formaldehyde brought over for the bakelite. For the phenolic boards that totally require phenol in the form of bakelite. Because they're phenolic boards, requiring the phenol from bakelite. We've also got Arthurians. We've got Arthurians now. They're hanging out right in here. The majestic Arthurians with their double brains. Yeah, that'll be good to have the majestic Arthurians with their double brains. Better once I upgrade the techs. There are tech upgrades that give even more than the 2 brains. We'll be able to get like 5 brains somehow out of a single Arthurian. It'll be glorious. Yeah, and we've got like the jute DNA samples moving, the Arthurian samples moving with the Pi Science stuffs. And otherwise, yeah, now working on Biotech Stage 3. Swapped out of the cargo airplanes, swapped out of the airplane tech completely to start working on Pi Science tech. We now have a ton of technologies that are available. It looks like we're not even limited on our Pi Science right now. We're limited on the Blue Science production, which is what we've begun working towards today. We've begun working towards what will eventually be rayon. We will eventually be making rayon, but to make the rayon, we're going to need a bit of sodium hydroxide. We're just going to need a little bit of sodium hydroxide to do the rayon and to make the batteries as well, because the batteries are also going to consume sodium hydroxide directly for the specific recipe that I am planning on using. So I decided to go over and tap into a whole bunch of extra salt and start doing the slaked lime loop process. Basically inherently designed by Immortal Sniper, just another one of those things that Immortal has designed for this to give consistent supplies of sodium hydroxide. This particular loop is designed to be precisely the same amount of limestone out as it consumes. So as long as you've got enough to sit on the belts and travel the belts, as well as work the machines at all times, you no longer have to add any outside inputs. This directly converts. You are directly converting coke and salt into sodium hydroxide. That is this process. You are converting coke and salt into sodium hydroxide. And that's it. You're using the lime and the limestone sort of as catalyst type system here. You're getting the coke transferred into a form that will eventually be sodium hydroxide. That's how you can sort of think about that. And of course you are spending water, but who cares? Who cares about spending the water? Who cares about spending water? You're also producing CO2. Like, this system here is producing 400 units of CO2 that I could use for other things. I just don't have that use right now. Anyway, that's what we got done today. Next time, I have to make a train station to supply my now 80 per second production of the sodium hydroxide. to the remainder of my base. I'll now be able to request sodium hydroxide wherever I want it. I will request it at my mall, and then we will begin the process of building out the stuff that I need to make the rayon. Ultimately, I'm making a lot of what I need for the rayon already, but we needed this extra supply of the sodium hydroxide. This will actually really help, by the way, with a lot of other processes that I'm currently doing that are a little bit starved on sodium hydroxide at the mall. So this will help with some other stuff too. And then once I have the rayon and set up the batteries, then it's moving on into like the dope silicon and all of that, and then getting ferrite, which is going to be fairly expensive, and just all the other stuff as we work towards circuit 2s for real blue science. I expect that real blue science may happen in the next couple of streams. Definitely not next time, but maybe in 2 or 3. 2 at, like, hoping, praying. So, with that, I would like to thank you all for watching. If you have been watching the VODs on YouTube, don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and if you are so inclined, head on over to twitch.tv/Otaku Showboat to leave a follow to be notified when I go live Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays from 10 a.m. to approximately 1 p.m. US Eastern Time. You can do all of the social stuff through the links below the video, including supporting Pyandon's Mods development at patreon.com/Pyandon and myself at patreon.com/Otaku Showboat. I will, of course, see you all on the next one as we work towards Circuit 2s on Sunday. See you all then.